letter to British Gas and tell them that April Fool's Day is finished.
I've just been told my water bill is rising by almost 50%, and the worst part, I barely use any water.
Sky TV, what have you done, right?
What is the going rate for water bills in the UK?
This cost of living crisis is really costing the living being me. Everything is so expensive. The way bills have risen is out of hand.
The cost of living is so bad. Buying yourself a meal deal makes you feel like you can't manage your money. And normal people literally feel like moving in with their toxic ex or partner will help them financially.
One expected bill, that's all it would take. Budgeting carefully doesn't help much if nothing's being built alongside your wages.
Got the price at 222 per pound to 22p. I'm not paying that. I can't even say it.
Let's just take a minute to talk about this cost of living business, because it is just outrageous. Actually outrageous. So I'm going to give you some examples. So food, like if you want to eat good quality, nice food, and that it's going to last for more than a day, you spend an absolute fortune. If you want to get supplements for yourself, for your kids, so just as an example, for my kids, if I was to get them all the supplements that they needed, so how many of them is there? 1, 2, 3. So there's about 5 or 6 supplements really that they need to be taking as a separate amount to get the full amount of each supplement. That would be £60 per child. So what is that? 6, 12, 180, is it? I'm terrible with maths, don't do maths. About 150 to £180 a month for 3 kids for supplements that are going to benefit them. It's disgusting. So that's that. Then there's clothes, like if you want decent, good quality clothes that are going to last, you're talking ridiculous amounts of money, especially for 3 kids. Fuel, I'm forever having to put fuel in. I reckon I spend about £40 to £50 a week on fuel.
Welcome to Blighty Blighted, your daily reminder that, like you saw from the thumbnail, British bills have now gone completely beyond belief. Honestly, I don't know whether I'm looking at my bank statement or reading the script for a horror film. Every month another bill arrives with a figure that makes you stare at it for 5 minutes, wondering whether somebody has accidentally added an extra zero. And here's the funny thing. When I was younger, if someone told me that one day we'd be paying this much just to keep the lights on, heat the house, buy food and get around, I'd have told them they were having a laugh. Yet here we are. And apparently this is normal. The electricity bill arrives, followed by the gas bill, then the council tax, insurance, broadband, phone, water, car expenses, and whatever else has decided it deserves a slice of your wages. By the time everything has been paid, your bank account looks like it's been through a burglary. My wallet is now so empty that even the moths have packed their bags and moved somewhere cheaper. What really gets me is how relentless it all feels. You pay one bill, and another one is already waiting around the corner. You finally get through the expensive month, and then the car needs repairing, the boiler starts making a strange noise, or the insurance renewal arrives with a figure that makes you wonder whether they've included a small yacht by mistake. And the supermarket doesn't exactly help. You go in intending to buy the basics, and somehow you come out considerably poorer.
We're well into the new financial year now, so I thought I'd do an update on our bills. Our mortgage has stayed the same, council tax has gone up 5%, gas and electric is going up 21%, water bill is going up 37%, and don't even get me started on the increase in our diesel costs and also like the grocery shopping. At the beginning of August, I will get a pay increment, but I think it's going to be like 2-3%. So it just gives me that feeling that you've got to be running at full speed even just to stand still at the moment. This is increased, but then they never really come back down. And it feels like we're being squeezed because we are.
Now, I never like to be the person sharing doom and gloom, okay? But I need to draw your attention to this, guys, because it's really important. The energy price cap is going up again in July. I don't know if you know, from the 1st of July, there's an increase of 13% going on our energy bills. 13%. That is, I've calculated that as an extra, wait for it, £221 a year on our energy bills. £221 a year. What's all that about? What's going on? Now, guys, get in touch, because I can help you, okay, to switch, fix, and save on your energy bills, okay? Do it now. Don't wait.
When I got an email about switching tariffs, because it's that time of year again, did I then discover they'd whacked a £4,500 charge on my bill in December? £4,800. What the actual hell? But the laugh of it is you can't even get to speak to someone that knows what they're talking about. First of all, the first answer I got was, we need to take 2 readings, one now, one 7 days from now, and adjust your bill accordingly because there's been a switch over in energy tariffs, I don't know. The second message that I had was, we've undercharged you. So apparently from April to December last year, bearing in mind most of these are summer months, I racked up a bill of £4,500 in gas bills when the only gas that we use is heating. We have an electric hob. The third answer I got was, we think your meter might be reading backwards. We need to send an engineer out, but unfortunately we haven't got any engineers to send out. What is going on? And the laugh of it is, on the bills that they send you, we will adjust your direct debits accordingly if we think you're not paying enough. Bab, you whacked this charge on me back in December and now I'm only just finding out about it. What is going on? Who's got £4,800 in their bank account to whack on a bill? There's no way on God's green earth that we have racked up that amount of money from April to December in heating. What is going on?
Has anyone else actually had enough of England? Like, it is 9th of July, middle of summer, and it's pissing it down. It's like a November day, it's freezing. I've got a coat on, I've got a jumper on, I've got the heating on in my car, I've just had the heating on in my house. That also costs a fortune. Like, the cost of living here is ridiculous. The summer you can't even plan anything, you can't have a barbecue, you can't take the kids to the park. You literally can't plan anything because the weather's so shit. England's expensive, houses are expensive, the cost of living's expensive, and there's so many nicer places than the UK, and we live here for what? I'm literally here because of family. Like, has anyone else just had enough and just want to up sticks and leave? Like, honestly, if it wasn't for my family living here, I'd have been long gone. But I'm seriously tempted to just move anyway. There's nothing here. Like, the winters are shit, the summers are shit, everything's expensive. Like, does anyone else just question it and just think that they want to move? Because I'm questioning why I even live here anymore. It's awful.
And then there's unexpected emergencies and unexpected costs that still happen because that's what adulthood looks like. I'm at capacity. I'm literally choosing between my mental health or paying all my bills. And paying my bills is winning because I need to stay alive. It's too much.
What you've actually done is you've put my subscription up by £17. It's now coming out every month at £125.92. Okay? Now then, I rang up because of the increase and said I wanted to cancel. And I was told I've got to pay £400 plus immediately for them to begin the process of cancelling my subscription. That ain't right. That ain't right. They think they can do anything. It's ridiculous. And so basically what they're saying is, we can increase your subscription to what we like. If you want to cancel, you've got to pay £400 plus immediately. Well, I'm sorry, it isn't happening, and I'm just taking it further. Let's see what happens. Just keep following. Then you'll know.
One bill can undo months of being careful. A pay rise on paper doesn't mean much if the cost of living has spent it all before it lands. Renting, mortgage, or somewhere in between, most households are feeling it somewhere. If any of that sounds familiar, follow, because we talk about having a plan B here.
Does it already feel like we are in a recession? Because apparently we're not. Feeling hard enough already. You're probably not the only one feeling like that. So, to be clear, we are not officially in a recession at the moment, and this is just a prediction. But economists have warned that if the disruption continues in the Middle East, the UK could enter one next year. It's only a forecast and it's based on particular scenarios. So it's not definitely going to happen, but do we not feel like we're there already? So in a recession, business are more cautious, unemployment rises, there's less jobs for people, pay rises slower. Isn't that already happening? So for many people, it's going to mean that your shopping's going to cost even more, your energy bills are still going to feel high, and mortgage and rents will just continue to be stretched. So it already feels like we're in a recession, certainly to me, but the statistics say something else. But everyday life just can feel very different at the moment. So what do you think? Do you think we're already there, or what will it mean if we do go into a recession?
So my housing situation for the last 9 years, I've never had to pay water. But now I'm moving and I now have to pay water. And we've been quoted £110 a month. Now we are a family of 6, 4 small kids, but that just sounds wild to me. And I was scrolling, I searched on TikTok just to see like what everyone else was saying. And I found like videos where people were saying they were paying like £25 a month. Now them videos were from 2024. I couldn't find any recent ones. So is this normal? Like is that a normal amount? Like that just seems a bit crazy to me. Like that's more than what we've been quoted for electric, which is really crazy, I think. It's more than car insurance. Like what the hell? I get it, yeah, you use a lot of water and all, but after seeing someone say they pay £25 a month, I'm like, am I being seriously ripped off? I don't know. I'm new to this, so let me know.
I don't have a hose pipe. I mainly shower at the gym. I don't wash cars or fill pools. I'm careful with every drop, and still, the bill's through the roof. So ask for a water meter, right? Because that way, I will only pay for what I use, and it sounds fair. Well, our supplier flat out refused. Apparently, they're saying my property isn't suitable for a meter. So what does that even mean in 2025? I'm literally being punished for being careful. So what can you actually do if you're in the same boat? So I had a look, and it says first thing you can do is challenge a decision. Suppliers can't just refuse without explaining why. You can request a formal review. That's my right. And also, if that doesn't work, you can go to the Consumer Council for Water, CCW, and they will investigate. And then you can also ask about assessed charge. It's usually cheaper for low users like us. So we shouldn't be paying more than households that waste water like it's nothing. And if they won't give us a meter, I will make some noise. We'll fight back, because this is a joke. I'm not staying silent. And tag someone who had enough of being ripped off as well. Let's make this as an issue they can't ignore anymore. I've just been told my water bill is rising by almost 50%, and the worst part, I barely use any water. I don't have a hose pipe. I mainly shower at the gym. I don't wash cars or fill pools. I'm careful with every drop, and still, the bill's through the roof. So ask for a water meter, right? Because that way, I will only pay for what I use, and it sounds fair. Well, our supplier flat out refused. Apparently, they're saying my property isn't suitable for a meter. So what does that even mean in 2025? I'm literally being punished for being careful. So what can you actually do if you're in the same boat? So I had a look, and it says first thing you can do is challenge a decision. Suppliers can't just refuse without explaining why. You can request a formal review. That's my right. And also, if that doesn't work, you can go to the Consumer Council for Water, CCW, and they will investigate. And then you can also ask about assessed charge. It's usually cheaper for low users like us. So we shouldn't be paying more than households that waste water like it's nothing. And if they won't give us a meter, I will make some noise. We'll fight back, because this is a joke. I'm not staying silent. And tag someone who had enough of being ripped up as well. Let's make this an issue they can't ignore anymore.
Hello, this is the second video I've made because TikTok balls up my first one. I spoke to my water supply today. Here's what happened. First things first, as a result of my conversation with them today, I have someone coming to my home to test the quality of the water coming into my house. I told them we've had issues recently, and their response was to ask me whether there is anyone currently unwell in my household. So we'll see what happens with that. Secondly, I asked them what the additional charge was for. They said it's for infrastructure change, and they kept referring back to that. It's on their website, and it kind of felt a bit scripted. I then asked them about profits that they've made and why am I paying for additional, infrastructure changes when they've already made so much money. Didn't really want to talk about that. I then also asked them about the recent fines that they've incurred for pumping sewage into the sea. They didn't really want to talk about that either. I was told today if I stop paying my bill, I'm going to end up with bailiffs at my doorstep. I don't really want that. So I'm interested to hear from the people who in my last post said they'd stopped paying their bill. Have there been any consequences? And if so, what are they? And if you've had no consequences, please let me know about that as well. And if you're wondering where to go with this, as I am, stay tuned and look what's in the comments from my last post and hopefully this one.
Do you know what? I said I wasn't going to moan about it, right? But I'm going to fucking moan about it. You want to tell me how I just went into Sainsbury's there, right? Bearing in mind I've got a nectar care now, right? I get a box of Cocoa Pops, 12 eggs, a bottle of water, a loaf of sourdough, and a fucking cake at 85% dark chocolate. 15 fucking quid! £15! And that was me saving 50 pence from my fucking nectar care. What? What is going on, man? And on top of that, I need to go and get fucking petrol for my motor. I'm fucking, see when I say I'm going to do lally, like, I'm just out the house trying to be a bodybuilder. I went to the gym and I've spent fucking 50, I'm not joking, man. I get 5 things, Cocoa Pops, a bottle of water, oh but that's a big bottle of water, a bottle of water, 12 eggs, they're not even large eggs, they're fucking medium eggs, a fucking sourdough loaf, and a cake of chocolate. 15, sorry. I saved 50 pence, so it was £14.75. £14.75. Get me out of this shithole!
I'm sorry, but how the fuck are United Utilities putting my water bill up as of like next month? It's going up another £10 per month. So instead of paying £78.21, it's now going up to £89.03. How is that even possible? Nearly £90 a month for water. We don't live in a massive house. It's just a semi-detached 3-bed house. 2 adults and 1 small baby, and they want to charge us £90 a month. I just don't understand how it can jump up that significantly. So like in February last year, we were paying £61.35, then it jumped up to £78.21 from June. I was paying that for the rest of the year, and now it's jumping up to £89.03. We don't have a water meter, this is just a standing charge. Is there any way, like, I can do anything about this? Like, how are they allowed to just charge what they want? I don't get it, how it works. I just don't get it. I don't get how they work that out. They're saying it's for it's the cost of providing our services. 90 quid a month. United Utilities, I think you're ripping us all off, to be honest.
I don't normally talk about cost of living, but today I need to rant. So it's summer holidays. Me and my husband are both teachers, so we're off with our children, which is great. Like, we're really lucky that we get to spend that time with them. And obviously we have to budget to an extent because each time you leave your house, it is just so expensive to do anything. Today we had to go and pick up my in-laws' dog. We are looking after their dog for a couple of days. And near there is a lovely little cafe at a farm shop. So we thought, you know what, let's go and get the dog and let's just go for a little cake, cup of tea or whatever. We met some friends there in the end because they were free and it was really nice, having a good time. We ordered, blah, blah, blah. And then when we went to pay, it was, daughter had a slice of cake, my son had a chocolate brownie, my husband had some other little cake. I had a tea, he had a coffee, they had hot chocolates. So 4 drinks, 3 cakes, £37.50. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, what? And then we decided to go for a walk with the dog and our friends, and it was really, really nice. Obviously, it was a bit rainy today, but it was quite warm. And we did this really long, nice walk, and there was a pub right at the end. So our friend was like, oh, you know what, let's just go and have a quick drink before we say bye-bye. And we were like, yeah, it's summer holidays, whatever. We should have learned our lesson from this £37.50 in the cafe. So we go to the pub and we get a drink each. We didn't even get drinks for the children. We said, no, you can have your water bottles. And they had a packet of crisps each. So 2 packets of crisps and 2 drinks, £17. So all in all, we've spent like over £50 just for leaving the house, just a cafe and a pub. And it wasn't even, it was cake, it was treat stuff. And now I just feel like that's their treat for the summer. I feel like that's it. That cake and that packet of crisps, I am done. I'm done basically leaving my house because it's just so crazy out there. I just cannot believe how quickly that money disappeared. It was just a rant. I just had to rant today.
We got some major problems ahead. The British economy is about to fall off a cliff and I'm seriously worried about it. What about you? I can see in the next couple of months the hospitality industry coming to a grinding halt, development and construction literally stopping dead. I can see prices going up in the shops and farmers and small businesses on the brinks of collapse. I was chatting to a farmer yesterday and he told me he worked out as an arable farmer. He worked all year last year and basically made no profit. He said, it's unsustainable. I can't carry on doing that. And he said this coming year, they're predicting to have to spend even more on fertilizers, pesticides and all that sort of stuff just to get the crops ready. Up to 50 to 60% of their gross income in preparation of the soil and growing the crops, which is way more than it's ever been. So farmers, guys, do not think just because they're sat on a load of land, they got a load of money. Some of them are wealthy, but a lot of the farmers out there are working a bloody hard week and getting no money at the end of it. They're just sustaining their lifestyle. Development. If the government comes out and puts taxes on property, private homes as one, and national insurance on landlords, if they don't do something on stamp duty and they keep the environmental legislation that's in place right now, the housing market is going to come to a grinding halt. There's no second homers. You might go, that's great. There's no buy-to-let landlords. Maybe that's great, but you'll have some institutional landlord like BlackRock owning all your properties. Why else would they be at number 10 as soon as Keir Starmer got into power? So already the housing market is not seeing homes sell, and you're going to find the big boys, the Persimmons, the Barretts, the Taylor Wimpeys, all those guys, they're going to start doing deals on new homes soon because they can't sell them. And if they can't sell them, they're just going to have to rent them. And that will stop them investing in new development sites because, of course, why would you develop thousands of homes that you can't sell? So that's going to come to a grinding halt. We're seeing it now. I'm in the sector and we're seeing the beginnings of a very, very difficult market. Hospitality. If people haven't got any money and food prices are going up, they're going to start to struggle. Already you're seeing massive layoffs in the hospitality industry. We're seeing unemployment levels go up. It's not going to look pretty. But of course, Labour tells us they're on track to fix everything. Nationwide, borrowing up. Highest level of national borrowing that has been in 27 years. That means the debt that we hold is costing us more. That means it's costing the country more, which means the back hole gets bigger. Wherever direction you look right now, it's bad. British Steel, finished. The government's having to bail it out. We're having to pay them to stay alive. We're having to pay taxes to America for the privilege of sending stuff to them. That was a great deal. Well done. Mental, right? And we're importing coal from China and from India and places like that. So we're going green, but we're importing coal, we're importing oil from all around the world to sustain these steel factories and our energy systems. So we're going green and we're importing it all over. What's our carbon footprint going to look like, guys? Apparently, we're going green by 2030. That's not good. Wherever you look, everywhere you look, walk in the shops, pick up a packet of Maltesers, pick up a packet of Haribos, pick up a pint of milk. What's to happen to the price? I went in the shop the other day, minstrels used to buy them for $1.25, $2.75 a pack. That's doubled. That's just one product. I went down the shelves. I was like, bloody hell, those cookies used to cost £1 for 5. Now it's £1.75 for 4. The price of food is going through the roof, and the government says they're on top of it. Things are looking ugly. Wherever you look, in every direction you look, the European economies are slowing down. You've got China, Russia, North Korea and India forming a new power group. They're changing. Everything's shifting, guys. The taxes the government's going to put on you come the autumn statement. If they don't make some serious changes, our economy in the UK will come to a grinding halt. We'll be so busy paying people who don't earn. I saw a statistic the other day. 80% of illegal migrants who come to this country don't ever work. They're always maintained by the state. So we come in, we grant them asylum, and then they just live on the state. That's mental. If you give them asylum, you've got 12 months to find a job. Go out and work. I don't care. Doesn't matter. You might not like it. Well, this is a terrible thing to say, Steve. Guys, you can't sustain it. You can't keep paying tax. Millionaires are fleeing the country in their droves. In their droves. The high net worths, the 20 to 200 million pound clients, the billionaires, they're leaving. They're not investing here in the UK. The taxes are too bad. Small businesses, limited companies, family-owned farms who used to be able to pass on their companies to their estate. You know, granddad owned it 100 years ago, dad owned it, then now the kids own it and they want to pass it on to their children. Now they have to pay tax on the value of that business when the proprietor dies. That business may not have 20, 30, 40 million in cash. What's going to happen to it? They're going to have to sell it or wind it up. So you're going to see more unemployment coming through. And Keir Starmer says everything's fine. Don't worry. We've got a plan and we're working on the plan. And we've got a situation that was left to us by the last government. Guys, we need to wake up. We cannot just spend the royal... You can't sell all of your valuables. We can't sell everything we've got as a country to pay bills and formulate growth because we're taking money out of our deposit account and putting it into our current account to say we're growing. That's not growth. That's funding your own business. You will go bankrupt. And I think Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves and Wes Sweeting and all these guys, they want us to go bankrupt. They want us to run to the IMF for a bailout. Because if you look up on the internet, what are the terms and conditions of an IMF bailout, you will see they give a whole list of things. You can't retire until you're this age. You can't have this much money. You have to do this. You're not allowed to do that. These are the benefits you can have. This is the interest you have to pay. They give you a whole load of rules. You will not be a master of your ship anymore. You will be a slave rowing below the decks of the IMF at the steering wheel. Wake up, guys. 35 to 40 billion is the cost of the Chagos Islands deal. Billions to Ukraine to support a war. Billions a year housing illegal migrants. Billions a year on pay rises that the following year aren't enough. We want more. We haven't had enough. Train strikes, nurses strike, doctors strike. You're going to see strikes everywhere. And when people strike, companies don't make money. My local airport going on strike, need more money. Guys, it's coming to a crunch time. I don't mean to make this so long, but I'm trying to get through to you. We have to write to our MP and tell them to change the direction of the country now. I signed a petition 3 million people signed a petition for a new general election. I wrote to my MP and I said, hey, have you seen this? I got a letter back from Keir Starmer via my MP saying, you had your election last year, suck on it, basically. You voted as a country, we won, we got 5 years, live with it. There's no more general elections coming up soon. And if you're a Labour MP, you're not going to go against him because you know you're going to lose your seat tomorrow. No one's going to vote Labour in the next general election. You will lose your seat tomorrow. So what will you do? You'll back Keir Starmer 100%. You won't let there be a leadership challenge because it's taken you 15 years to get into power. You're not going to blow it now. You would rather sink the ship and go down with it and then fly off to Davos and get your seat at the Davos table than you would sail this ship in the direction it needs to go. I didn't sleep last night. I'm seriously thinking that we're in trouble, guys. Seriously thinking about it. Let me know what you think in the chat. See you soon. Take care.
Why is the UK sleeping on this? Why are people in the UK complaining about the cost of living, complaining about living paycheck to paycheck, complaining about the fact that they are sogging their bollocks off, being burnt out, working their 9 to 5 and not being paid enough, but everyone is still sleeping on this? Guys, please wake up. Because this is 2024 and having to work for somebody to earn a wage that is just enough to cover your bills is literally old news. I'm not even... Yesterday, I made £500 passively whilst I was changing my bed sheets. And because I'm in this space, the majority of people that are actually doing it, yes, there are a few people from the UK doing it, and I'm sure there's probably more than what I've just seen or what that I know about. But like, this is huge in America and huge in Canada and New Zealand and Australia. Guys, UK, we need to wake up. Actually learn a high income skill within a matter of a few weeks and you can start earning a passive income from the comfort of your sofa, from on the beach, on the school run, on your dog walk, whilst you're lying in bed, whilst you're asleep, whatever it is. You can literally start today to start creating yourself a passive income like this. But everyone is just still sleeping on it. Get it? You see something online and you think it's too good to be true. I was that person. Last year, I was just like, I saw a mum who claimed that she had made millions within 17 months from doing this. And I was like, but something made me scroll back, and I scrolled back and I went on her page, and that was the start of my journey, because what she was doing, and then obviously it opened a huge door for me. And I entered this world of people were making an insane amount of money each month through doing this. And not only were they making an insane amount of money each month through doing this, but they were making it in their fucking sleep. So what I'm talking about is digital marketing and creating digital products. Not only creating your own, you don't even have to create your own digital products. You can purchase digital products that are created by somebody else that has a master resale right attached to it, so therefore you can purchase it already made, put your own stamp on it and resell it as your own for 100% profit, guys. 100% profit. A really quick rundown of exactly what you're going to need to do. You're going to need to purchase and invest in a course that is going to teach you absolutely everything that you are going to need to know. A course that is going to run you step by step from A to Z with videos showing you exactly what you need to do, so you can watch it on your phone or watch it on your laptop, and then you can use another device and literally copy exactly what they're doing. That is the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to look into a course that for you. The second thing is that you're going to need an automated service. You're going to need something that is going to do all of the hard work for you, which is going to be completely automated. So that's going to be able to create you money whilst you sleep. Having an automated service is going to have your business running in the background 24/7, creating you sales, generating you money, running people through your pipeline. This is what it's going to be doing. We don't have to physically go out to work anymore, guys. Open your eyes, and the UK are really sleeping on this. Like I say, I earn £500 from a digital product.
whilst I was changing my bed. You know how I started? I purchased
Food, household essentials and everyday necessities have become so expensive that people are constantly calculating what they can afford and what can wait until next week. There was a time when paying the household bills was simply part of life. You worked, you paid them, you put a little money aside, and hopefully had something left for yourself. Nowadays, too many people are working hard just to keep everything ticking over. That is what makes the situation so frustrating. People aren't necessarily demanding luxury. They're asking to afford ordinary things without feeling as though every purchase requires a financial investigation. A family should be able to heat their home without panicking about the next energy bill. A pensioner should be able to buy food without counting every pound. A young person working full-time should have some realistic prospect of saving rather than watching their wages disappear into rent and bills. We're supposed to be living in the modern world, but sometimes it feels as though our bank accounts are stuck in the Stone Age, and yet we're constantly told that things are improving. Perhaps they are on a spreadsheet somewhere. Perhaps an economist sitting in an office has found a very clever way of explaining it. But ordinary people don't live inside spreadsheets. They live in houses, they buy food, they pay bills, and they look at what's left in the bank at the end of the month. That's the reality. The real danger is that people become so accustomed to rising costs that they stop being shocked by them. Another increase arrives and we simply shrug, pay it if we can, and carry on. But there has to be a limit. Because when the cost of ordinary life becomes beyond belief, people eventually start asking how long they can keep going. Britain has survived difficult periods before and will survive this one too. But I'd certainly like to see the day when opening the post doesn't feel like preparing for battle. Cheerio. And if another bill lands on your doormat today, don't panic. Put it with the others and tell it to take a number. There's already a queue.